Alright, so the topic or the title of my speech today is control of the mind. What is control of the mind? Basically, to control the mind is to control the way you think, behave, and believe. How do you access that faculty in yourself? Well, there's an aspect of yourself called the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is likened to like a boulder. It's a rock that it moves in one direction, and if you don't change that, then habits, anything that you don't desire, will continue to go through. So what is the subconscious mind? It's like a massive boulder that when charging in a certain direction, it tramples anything in sight. But to change, one must put in large amounts of energy to change the boulder's direction. AKA your submind is charging in a direction, right or wrong, it doesn't matter. And to change that direction, there are 3 effective techniques that you can change your mind through symbols, repetition, and through trauma. One should realize that these techniques are only a fraction of ways to change the way you think and behave. There are other forms and techniques that are practiced, such as imaginative meditations, surrounding yourself with objects that you desire in a result or lifestyle. Much of what will be discussed are things that work for me personally. To start off, there are symbols. In life, one takes in millions of symbols and images. Consciously, you are not aware of these symbols and the effects they have on you. For example, when, say for instance, you have a shirt, and that shirt it costs $5 to make. But if you put a Gucci or Louis Vuitton or Lacoste symbol on it, then the value raises. What raises that value? It's the idea, the belief that this symbol means more and holds more value. In the advertisement industry, symbols are used to influence behavior and ideas. And Lois B. Wexner's procedure, they study how some colors were more often chosen to go with certain groups. Red with excitement, orange with happiness, and purple with quietness. All of these things have a certain effect on a submind that we are consciously not aware of. So to the very clothes that you chose to wear today, you subconsciously chose them. You don't really have an idea of what to think and to fully access this, and most people use dream meditation. At night, you tell yourself, I want to dream about this. And then once you send that intent to part of you that is unaware of, then you'll have a vision, a dream, whatever you want to call it. The next one is repetition. Repetition, the subconscious mind works a lot with symbols, patterns, and rhythms. To challenge the submind, you have to realize that repetition and patterns leaves an imprint on your mind, thus creating habits. Going throughout the day, your mind is comprehending millions of symbols a minute. What you see, aware or unaware, influences everything you think, everything that you do, think, and behave. For example, when you're in church or anywhere where you hold religious significance, you hold reference to something. For example, in Catholicism, they're told when they cross the middle of the church, where the cross is, you have to stand and kneel. And throughout the years, when somebody's doing that over and over and over, that's leaving an imprint on their mind to say, when I come across this path right here, I must do the sign of the cross. The next one is trauma. How can you change your mind through trauma? There are forms of meditations to where they tell people to relive that memory that you felt holds so much, value to. For instance, veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder, they're told to relive that experience over and over and over again. Thus, they become comfortable with that memory, and thus they get over that hunch that they can't relive it or it's too difficult to think of. Trauma is an injury inflicted either by physical means or emotional means. To have control of the mind, the individual has to be able to tread a thin line back to the experience, going beyond the failscapes the mind puts up to protect itself from those experiences. To this day, and one thing to close out on, there's a quote that stuck out, and it's called the wealth principle. And it goes like, if you want to change the fruits, you will have to change the roots. And if you want to change the visible, you must change the invisible. Thanks.